Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we arrived here in Armorica. We haven't seen this place since Azure, really, have we? We've heard about it. We knew it was there, but we hadn't seen it, and now here we are. Let's go have a wander around and see how things are with Elie and Lloyd. Can't deny I got a bit panicked when we couldn't find the kids anywhere. All's well that ends well, though. It's a good thing Miss Elie was looking out for them. I've been so shook up since what happened in the city that I haven't been in the frame of mind to think of anyone but myself. That's gotta change, and fast, especially with how aggressive the monsters on the road have been lately. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for them, too, and not just watch out for those soldiers. Yes, indeed. Everyone in the village was so happy to hear Crossbell was finally going to be independent. Then we heard the terrible news on the radio, and the next thing we knew, Speaker MacDowell was being carried here. It's hard to keep our spirits up after all of that happened in the blink of an eye. I don't know how we would keep it together if not for Elie and the clinic workers. They haven't abandoned hope, so neither can we. Elie and the clinic workers refuse to give up, so we can't abandon hope either. We'll find a way to get through this yet. Oh. The door is locked. I wonder what they keep in that building. Interesting. Oh, there's Rex. Thank you so much for saving my son and the other children earlier. Your friend came by earlier and carried a lot of heavy medical supplies into the clinic too. It makes me wonder if he has experience working in healthcare. He seemed to know exactly what supplies we needed. It was a blessing. Really, you've all been such tremendous help since you arrived. So that's what Lecter's been up to. He seems to have been as caught off guard about what's happening in Crossbell as the rest of us. Yeah, which is interesting. Lecter being caught off guard? I think we can trust him for now. I've been volunteering at the clinic ever since it opened. I wish I could apply what I've learned to help everyone in the city. I'm especially worried about how the Hayworths are doing. For now, all I can do is help out around the clinic and hope for the best. Ooh. See, this is the thing we get in this game, is we get a different perspective on the entire village. Did we ever know that building was over there? It doesn't really change anything story-wise or anything like that. It's just interesting. There's a building over there. That's cool. And it looks like, way off in the distance, there's a fence. Again, doesn't really impact anything. I just think it's worth noting. Anyway, Rex. Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the SSS's Lloyd Bannings. You're a photographer from Erebony, if I remember right. That's right. I'm surprised you remember someone like me. I've been in this village the last couple of days trying to scope things out. I figured I had to be in the thick of things if I wanted to keep an eye on the city and the guardsmen. So here I am trying to figure out the gaps in the patrol routes to find a way to sneak in. I bet I'm not the only reporter sniffing around either. No, Grace will be out there somewhere. You better believe that my scoop is going to be the best. I should have known. The press really is the same in every country. I wonder what the so-called Supreme Leader is up to. A source told me he's like a completely different person than he was during the war. Yeah. That's another lead to follow up on. It is. I think that's the most important lead right now in regards to that story. Sanatorium? On second thought, we can visit later. Armorica Sanatorium. Right, so let's cross the bridge. Ooh. That's a lovely little cart. Huh.
Crazy as times are, this place always manages to put my mind at ease.
I know what you mean. Especially so, now that I know you're safe.
Why don't we take a look around?
Very much thinking why is this called the Ash Tree Inn? I've never questioned it before, but maybe it's because this tree here, is this an ash tree? Someone let me know. Could be. I mean, it'd be hard to tell because, you know, it's not exactly a photorealistic tree, is it? So, but still. Lloyd, good seeing you again. It's Coppin. Did all of you evacuate as well? Something like that. Is it just the two of you here? Where are the others? Well, everyone was headed out of town to fish when the signing ceremony was supposed to happen. We were split up once people started to evacuate. I wouldn't have managed to get away if it weren't for Coppin. Well done, Coppin. We were supposed to have so much fun together. Why did it come to this? It's going to be okay, Salem. I didn't know what to do when I was drafted, but I still managed to come home to everyone. So I'm sure as long as we don't give up hope, we'll be able to fish together again someday. Yeah, you're right. And this is my hometown, so I'm sure there's plenty I can do to help. That's the spirit. I can combine my fishing skills and the survival technique I learned in the army to pitch in too. Well then, they're in high spirits. Inspiring, isn't it? Let's follow their lead. I'm beginning to realize how dependable Coppin can be after all he's done to help the village. Armorica Village is where I grew up, so I need to help out just as much as he has. I wonder where the others are. If they're still in the city, it would be great to reunite with them and lift Salem's spirits. Indeed. Right, let's fish.
I bet we could fish here.
Yeah, I bet we could.
Bye. This'll be good.
Good. Good.
It's a nice catch.
It's alright. Ooh. Quite a lot of Sepith going around, isn't there? I thought life was finally going to begin calming down after I returned from the war half a year ago. I can't believe I've seen Crossbell be occupied for a second time. I wonder if we're ever going to escape from the Empire's shadow. I mean, it's not the Empire this time at least. That's something, I guess? Thanks again for saving us earlier, guys. All the grown-ups and Mr. MacDowell have been looking really sad, so we wanted to cheer them up with some flowers. We were going to pick some of the pretty ones just outside the village. Yeah, we didn't think we'd have to worry about monsters if we didn't wander very far. We're sorry we caused so much trouble. Oh, you don't need to apologize. Just be more careful next time. Okay, but, we still want to give you these. We asked Jake to help us get them. Honey syrup. Wow, we really appreciate it. I'm sure you guys have a lot of stuff to do, so we thought these might help you out. How thoughtful. Thank you so much. Indeed. Everyone seems really down, so we want to cheer them up. But we won't leave the village on our own again. We promise. It's weird seeing all of the grown-ups act so sad and down in the dumps. Things will work out like they always do. They gotta snap out of it already. My mum's been helping out at the clinic ever since the war last year. I hope everyone who's staying there right now gets better soon. Indeed. Well, this place seems to have changed. Didn't it have a, second floor? Jake officially took over the store last year. Oh! But then he got drafted just as he was starting to get comfortable. I'm having a look at the... Yeah, the boxes in the bottom left of the honeybee. It's just called honeybee. But I'm looking at the logo on the front. It's a picture of a bee with some honey. Anyway, this year was supposed to mark a fresh start, and now all of this had to happen. I'm doing my best to just watch over him and let him figure it out. But Adios helped me. I hope he stays strong. Like these down here. I don't like the blue boxes design. I like the other ones because they got the eyes on the bee. It's the eyes that do it. Like, I'm a bee! I'm a honeybee. Like that, something like that. Jake officially took over. Yeah, that seems to be the same. Stay strong. Huh. Just lots of honey. You'd expect that, though. It's their main produce. I'm just not feeling it anymore. I thought I was ready for this when Gramps turned the store over to me. I was going to use the hype around the signing ceremony to promote some new honey. But it was all for nothing. Now the mood around here is no different than it was leading up to the war. It's reminding me of what it was like when I was drafted. That's not a fond memory. No, it wouldn't be. Sorry for complaining so much. I'm sure you've got it rough too. We all have, mate, we all have. If only the signing ceremony ended like it was supposed to. Yes. Why didn't it? That's the question. What is going on? What do you got in the shop? Do you have any straw hats? Be interesting if you do. No. I suppose we'll get the crown line. Do you have any honey for sale? I didn't see that in it, actually, thinking about it. Ooh. Very well. Bread? Either bagels or donuts. Anyway. So, where were we? Just make sure we're visiting every area before we head to the inn. It's Derek! Hey, Special Support Section, good seeing you. You're Tolta's son, Derek, right? It's good to see you again. What's in all the large boxes? Supplies. We're going to share them with all the refugees from the city. I asked the villagers to donate goods they weren't using as I searched the storehouse. Let us know if you need a place to stay too. We'll be happy to get a room ready. Oh, and don't worry about the soldiers. We'll tell them you're not here if they come by again. We've been prepared for the worst ever since Speaker MacDowell was carried here. What's harboring a few wanted criminals? That's one way to put it. But thanks, Derek, we owe you. We'll do everything we can to repay your hospitality. It's truly reassuring to know you have our backs. Anyway, you don't have to worry about the villagers. If anything, everyone seems a lot more courageous since you arrived. So just focus on what you have to do. We're all going to back you up. We will. Thanks. Okay. It's a shame I can't go into here. The door is locked. There's usually a chest in there. Usually. Again, different perspective here. There's that building over there. There's the fence I mentioned. Anyway. Ah, red exclamation here as well. Who can even say when the Ebon Defense Force might drop in? And of course, we're all worried about MacDowell. All the more reason to keep our chins up. We know how hard it must be for you, Elie, and yet you're giving it your all. Looking after the refugees and protecting everyone from the Defense Force. We have much to learn from your example. It means so much to hear you say that. We know how hard it must be for you, Elie, and yet you're giving it your all. We can't let ourselves falter. Alright, let's check upstairs first. Nothing really. Very well. Well, look what the cat dragged in. The young folk of the village have been keeping me up to date. That includes, of course, everything that happened in the city. You folks have had it rough. We're sorry for worrying you, Chief Tolta. I owe you so much for taking in my grandfather and the refugees. As his secretary, please allow me to express my deepest gratitude. Come now, lass. Now more than ever, we've got to extend a helping hand in times of need. It was the Speaker who fought for us when the goons were trying to set up the convalescent home and military camp. Not to mention all the times the SSS has helped us in the past. We were only doing our job, sir. Ah, spare me the humility. We've been in your debt ever since. Not once have you abandoned the weak. Nope, You fought for us all. Yeah. That means a lot to me. You okay, Elie? If you ever need a hand with something, anything at all, you just let us know and we'll come running. We may be a rinky-dinky little farm village, but we've got your backs all the same. And we couldn't ask for better allies. Thank you so much. There are so many people supporting us. We really can't afford to let them down. I just know we're going to take Crossbelt back and find Kia. Yes, I hope so. So, would you mind me asking what happened after the ceremony, Elie? You haven't been yourself ever since we ran into you outside the village. Triple dot. I don't deserve to have the villagers speaking so kindly about me. Why? Not after I turned my back on Kia. What?
Please forgive me, Lloyd. It's not Cecile's fault that Kia isn't here. Not at all. It's entirely mine for abandoning her.
I mean, you didn't do that on purpose, did you? I mean, if you did, that's a different thing. 2 days ago.
Elie! There you are, Kia. I've been looking for you.
Yeah, Cecile should be somewhere nearby too. Is Lloyd?
He'll be fine. Risha's with him. Now come over.
Ah! Run, or you'll get caught up in it!
Ah! Kia! No! Kia! Kia! Where are you? Grandfather!
Elie, go! I'll be fine. We'll see each other again soon, I promise. There are other people who need you.
Kia!
Yeah, then it's not your fault then. Nothing to be sorry for, at all.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
Oh, you're Rufus, are you? No, you're not. It's not your fault.
I could have ran to her voice and grabbed her hand, but I chose not to.
She told you to do that.
I don't deserve to call myself her guardian, or even be a part of the SSS.
So that's what happened. It's going to be all right, Elie. Kia's just fine. I'm sure of it.
How can you be so sure?
It's Kia.
We've done nothing but force hardship on her ever since we returned from the Azure Tree. While we fought for our home's freedom, she stood by us and helped however she could, despite being separated from her best friend. And never once did she not have a smile on her face. No matter how hopeless things felt, Kia never stopped smiling for us. She never gave up. We were the ones who swore to protect her, and there she was again, being the one who protected and supported us, just like always.
You're right. She always has. We were only able to continue smiling ourselves because her smile was giving us hope. I think that's exactly what she was trying to do the day we were separated, too.
I'll be fine. We'll see each other again soon, I promise. There are other people who need you.
I couldn't see her face, but I could feel how desperate she was to encourage me. Even though she must have been so scared. How can one little girl be so positive?
I'd like to say that's how she's always been. But we both know she's even stronger now than she was before. Kia isn't the same girl she was when we first met, She's no longer powerless to fight against a terrible fate that was decided without her consent. She's one of us now, in every sense of the word. Always with us, always fighting and smiling. In just 2 years, she's grown and become the Kia Bannings we all know and love. That's why, if she says she'll be all right, and that we'll see each other again,
You can guarantee it, yeah.
then I know we can believe her. So there's only one thing left for us to do, right?
Yes, you're right again. I think deep down, part of me still thought of her as a helpless child that needs us to look after her. I should have known better. Should have seen that as we were getting stronger, she was right there with us, getting stronger too.
Well, I'm hardly in any position to judge when it comes to being overprotective of Kia. But the thing is, she put her trust in us. So it's only right we do the same thing when she asks, right?
You're on fire, huh? Right again. There's so much for us to do right now. The only way we're going to manage is by taking it one step at a time.
I had another thought in regards to my theories I had previously.
Kia told me she would be okay, and that there are other people who need me. I'm going to place my faith in that. So I'm sure we'll be reunited as long as we stay the course.
That's the spirit. It's only a matter of time before our paths cross again. So we don't want to disappoint her when we meet up. I'd say we owe it to her as her guardians, and as her friends.
This is so like you, Lloyd. Always encouraging me when I need it most. It's been this way for a long time, hasn't it?
It's just who Lloyd is, really. He does it for everyone.
That night on the roof when I thought of leaving the SSS. Even when I decided to become grandfather's secretary during the occupation. Sometimes I wonder if the only reason I've been able to keep going these last few years is because I knew you were with me. Words can't express how grateful I truly am.
I'm flattered, but I don't think I did anything particularly special. I've known for a long time that your future was going to lead you to politics. And I know you'll make Crossbell and the world a better place. So I'm happy to do whatever I can to give you a push in the right direction if you need it.
Is that the only reason? I hope the reason you look after me so much isn't just for the good of Crossbell.
Oh my.
I thought it would sound cooler if I put it that way. But you got me. I think my feelings are a little more straightforward than that. I want to do what I can to help you realize your dreams because you're Elie. You're important to me. That's the real reason.
Thanks. I know I forced that out of you, so forgive me for being a little selfish.
I won't. I'll hold this as a grudge forever.
I think that's just what I needed to hear to begin looking forward again. You always make me feel like nothing is impossible, not even getting our home back.
Because nothing ever is. And I'll be right here to tell you as many times as it takes.
Good old Lloyd. Still my favorite protagonist at this point, he really is. That decision at the end of Azure really placed him at the top for me. It really, really did. Anyway, let's head over to the inn. Okay, we got you two over there. Let's check everyone else first. Who does that asshole Rufus think he is? Waltzing into our city and acting like he runs the place? Why can't we just have freedom already? Is it ever going to happen? Oh my. I opted to stay here for the signing ceremony because I thought it would be too crowded. Boy, was that a good decision. Too bad for me that the city being occupied means I can't visit the local library either. Luckily, I checked out a lot of books last time I visited, so I have plenty of reading material. I've been lending a few to the evacuees too. Oh, that's good of you. Sunshine Agnes has been coming back into popularity. It's just the right series to take your mind off all of this gloominess. Speaking of sunshine, Agnes, have you ever read it yourself? There's nothing like reading a good book when life gets you down, I always say. I thought you were going to give me a copy then, but okay. Keith and I actually attended the signing ceremony. It was his idea. He insisted on going and said he'd help out around the inn if I agreed to go with him. I don't know what would have happened if Elie hadn't been there. She's the reason we were able to make it home at all. But ever since that day, Keith's been acting kind of strange. As if I don't have enough to worry about right now. I hope he'll be alright. Oh. I'm concerned about Keith. But I've got my plate full worrying about our food supplies. Our fields can only produce so much food, and it's dangerous to go outside the village. I worked at a military camp during the war. Hopefully that experience will be useful as I look over our remaining provisions. Hopefully. Check upstairs before we check elsewhere, to be honest. There's Keith. I thought my plan to use the ceremony as an excuse to take Celie on a date was actually going to work. But it was a total bust thanks to the old governor occupying the city. Why do I ever even bother hoping things will work out? Hope just leads to despair. Oh. I couldn't care less what happens to Crossbell at this point. I was miserable and single while we were autonomous, independent, and annexed. Now we're occupied and nothing's changed. Oh dear. You're with the Special Support Section. I didn't know you were all here. You're Pearl, right? It's been a long time. Yes, I used to work at the Times department store and married Scott, the bracer. He still talks about how much he owes all of you. We came back to Crossbell hoping to raise our baby here now that peace had returned. Now this has happened, yeah. I'm sorry. I know sulking won't fix anything. You must have enough to worry about. Scott wouldn't want to hear me being so negative after he helped us escape. I don't think we can blame one another for being frustrated at a time like this. He's right. We're going to do everything we can to restore the peace your family was looking forward to. I know it's easier said than done, but try to put your mind at ease. No, that's plenty. Thank you. I feel a little better after talking with you two. Over 2 years later, and here we are still relying on the SSS. We owe you all so much. Oh, no. All in a day's work, yes. Where'd Mummy and Daddy go? We haven't seen them in days. 3 days. When are they going to come and get us? Oh, no. My sister and I were separated from our parents during the evacuation. Neither of us has been to Armorica Village before, but I'm going to do my best to look after her. I can't mess it up. Well, you do that, mate. Good luck to you. Right. Let's check on Guffin. Hey there, Elie. How you feeling? Hello, Guffin. I suppose I'm hanging in. I'm more concerned about the evacuees. How are they doing? It's hard to say, really. The people who came from the city are feeling more uneasy than any of us. I'm happy to open up all of our rooms, but we only have so many. It isn't ideal for them all to have to share. That's very true. I'm sorry for the burden we've undoubtedly placed on you. You've got nothing to apologize for, Elie. You did the right thing. I'll do what I can to keep them comfortable, like making them snacks in my spare time. It's not much, but it's something. It's easy to overlook how stressful this situation must be for the evacuees as well. We need to resolve this as soon as possible. Indeed. A weight lifted off my shoulders when Celie and Keith managed to return home from the signing ceremony. They may not have escaped if not for you, Elie. I can't thank you enough. Aw, rural minestrone. There we go. Lovely. Let's see what's going on with these two now, then.
I'm so glad you're all right, Rixia. First I was separated from Daddy, and then you disappeared. I was worried sick about you.
I'm sorry for worrying you, Shanshan. I'm so relieved to see you're all right, too.
Rixia, don't ever leave me like that again.
That's Megan's voice. Toa's voice actor.
Because as you're here, I feel like I can overcome anything. I know things may seem scary now, but we can pull through this.
You're right. But
Well, this is a heartwarming sight. Oh, the SSS. Does this mean you're going to be leaving again? We don't have a plan set in stone yet, but most likely yes. I still don't know whether Elie and Sully are alright. I'll do whatever I must so that we can perform together again. I thought you might say that. I'm sorry, Shanshan. I know it must feel like we're ripping your best friend from you after you only just got her back. But there are people who need Risha's help, us included. We need her with us if we're going to secure Crossbell's future and freedom. I know it won't be easy, but we're asking you to have faith in us. We promise we'll take good care of Rixia and give her all the support we possibly can. Triple dot. I'm sorry for putting you through so much, I really am. I promise I'll come back safe as soon as I can. And when I do, I'll bring everyone from Long Lao back with me. Okay, but please be careful. I'm going to hold you all to that. You had better look after her. We will. We will. I should be the one looking after her. Oh, no. What's wrong, Rixia? Were you going to say something? Oh, no, it's nothing. Was that my imagination? No. No, it wasn't. Rixia, you and the others are heading out now, right? Triple dot. I'll be here waiting for you. So whatever you do, make sure you come back, okay? I'm so glad to see Shanshan's okay. I was worried sick about her. I hope Zhang Hui is okay too. Righto, let's leave and see what happens now. Oh. Do we have another red exclamation? Apparently we do. Oh, the entrance. Okay. Head towards the entrance then. It says entrance, but... Entrance to what? Ah, there we go. This entrance. Yes. I think we've seen everything there is to see in the village now. Is it time to visit the clinic? Yes. There you two are. Hey, Rixia. Finished catching up with Shanshan? Yes, I just wanted to see how she's doing, so it didn't take long. You two are going to visit Speaker MacDowell, correct? Would you mind if I joined you? Not at all. And thank you for keeping him in your thoughts. Lloyd, Elie and Rixia entered the clinic as Elie showed them the way to Speaker MacDowell's room.
Grandfather, it's me.
Oh, Elie, do come in.
Oh.
It's good to see you again, Mr. Speaker. But are you sure it's all right for you to be sitting up?
I do still feel some lingering pain, but they told me just this much would be all right. I owe the goddess my deepest thanks. It brings me joy to see you are all doing well. Particularly you, Elie. You're looking much brighter than you were before.
Well, It's true. I do feel much better now.
I think Lloyd has something to do with that. I figured. Playboy here wasn't going to let her stay down in the dumps. You know I can hear you, right? In any case, I'm glad to hear you're doing better, Mr. Speaker. So am I, but please don't overexert yourself and try to rush your recovery. After everything that's happened in Crossbell, I don't know what I would do if something were to happen to you too. She's right. Your condition is stable now, but the clinic is still short on staff and medicine. The best thing you can do for yourself and for us is get plenty of bed rest. I will. Thank you for looking after me. I only wish there was something I could do in return. My powerlessness is simply galling. Please don't blame yourself, grandfather. I cannot apologize enough to the people of Crossbell for my fellow former Ironblood's actions. I also wish to make it clear, on no uncertain terms, that the Imperial government abhors what happened and was not involved. The illegal occupation of Crossbell is the work of Rufus Arborea and his alone. Fear not. I was not under the impression that Erebonia was responsible for this. I could never imagine Emperor Eugent allowing his actions at this point. It wouldn't make sense for the Empire to stage an occupation of Crossbell now after willingly withdrawing its forces not long ago. No, that only begs the question of why Rufus is doing this. Or why he has collaborators in this Ebon Defense Force backing him. See that third one? Who are you? Doesn't look familiar. I can't speak for the two we didn't recognize, but I can't wrap my head around Dieter and Garcia helping him. The former CEO of the IBC and an ex-Jaeger turned mafia boss? That's quite the pair of convicts he's working with. Each of them has a personal history with the SSS. I've also crossed blows with the Killing Bear as Yin before. Come to think of it, he helped you when you were imprisoned, didn't he? He did. He did, which is why I'm having such a hard time understanding his involvement. Maybe they're inverted versions of themselves as well. So we got inverted Rufus, maybe it's inverted Garcia, inverted Dieter. They both seem like they were ready to turn over a new leaf. Why do this, Dieter? About that, I had the chance to confront him briefly before I escaped the city. You did? Oh, what happened?
Grandfather! Cecile, he's been shot!
Hold on. I need to stop the bleeding.
Theater, wait!
It's good to see you again, Elie. You're looking well.
Why? Why are you doing this?
What possessed you to play a part in such foolishness? Did you not learn anything from your short-lived presidency?
Oh, I learned much, I assure you. That is why I am here today. Back then, my daughter played me like a fiddle. But this time, I am following my own convictions, and that is what led me to join the new unified government.
You hopeless fool.
Uncle Dieter, how can you truly believe that this is the right path? Surely you can see.
Looking at you and your friends now, you don't stand a chance against the Supreme Leader. I'd advise you take the time to reevaluate what justice means to you. You and your compatriots both.
Really? Is he still on about that? He always had a raging hard-on for that kind of stuff. But I want you to know you can still trust us, Mr. Speaker. We'll get to the bottom of their motivations and do what we have to take Crossbell back. We won't allow the independence we worked so hard for to slip through our grasp like this. That's right. We're not going to give up on our dreams so easily. We can achieve anything when we all work together. The entire SSS. That's never changed. Thank you. It's reassuring to know we have your help. And I'm ready to lend my strength to the cause as well. I guess I can lend a hand too. Please take care of yourself, Lloyd. I don't want to have to treat you too. I will, Cecile. Promise. Let's go think on what our best course of action from here will be. I'm ashamed there's nothing more I can do for them. They have shouldered what should have been my burden time and time again. Please don't blame yourself, Mr. Speaker. They're doing what any Crossbellan would if they had the power. Although...
I know Lloyd and his friends can take care of themselves, but please, keep lighting their way, Guy.
Indeed. Let's have a word with everyone then. There's still much to be concerned about, but I don't plan to sit here and watch quietly. I want to recover as soon as possible so I can begin helping liberate the city again. My apologies for asking so much of you again, but I leave things in your hands until I'm able to get back on my feet. You don't have to apologize, Speaker MacDowell. Take your time and get healthy. There's still much to be concerned about, but I don't plan to sit here and watch quietly. I want to recover as soon as possible so I can begin helping liberate the city again. My apologies for asking so much of you again, but I'll leave things in your hands until I'm able to get back on my feet. Indeed. Oh, Lecter, I still need to thank you for your help before. You checked her temperature and changed the bedsheets in no time. You looked like a natural while doing it. Do you have experience? Nah, not any formal kind. I just know the basics they teach to military personnel. It was just the natural thing to do at the time. You don't have to thank me. If you insist, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I promise you the Speaker will be fine with us, Lloyd. I'm certain you must have a lot weighing on your mind, but you have to keep going. You're right, Cecile. Now isn't the time to lose focus. Promise me you won't worry yourself sick while we're gone. Okay, Lloyd, it's a promise. I'll keep a close eye on Speaker MacDowell's condition and get a second opinion from Dr. Litton and the others. You have nothing to worry about there, Elie. Take care of yourself first and foremost. Indeed. So who we got in here? I've been worried sick about my family in the city. I'm trying my best to believe in them and focus on getting healthy. The last thing I want to do is make life harder for the clinic staff on call. Yeah, I was going to say you'll be the same because you're just an inpatient by name. I've been pushing through my rehab so I can get back to work and provide for my family. That's pretty much out the window now that the city has been occupied. I know complaining won't change anything. All I can do is keep up with my rehab and hope the situation gets better. I was working here on the day of the signing ceremony. It didn't feel real when I heard the city had been occupied. It wasn't until Speaker MacDowell was carried in that I understood the gravity of the situation. I'm grateful we have Cecile here to help, but I worry how the hospital is faring without her. The hospital is short-staffed, and someone needs to keep an eye on Sharon. Indeed. I can only pray that Lan and the others are managing to keep up with the patients. Thankfully, we have Cecile here, but I hope the hospital can keep it together without her. I'm praying that Lan and the others manage to keep up with their patients. Alright, so is there anyone else downstairs? Yes. I tripped during the panic to evacuate and was trampled on. Oh dear. I didn't have a plan on where to go once I fled the city anyway, so getting brought to the clinic is sort of a blessing in disguise. You were very lucky. Flora and I recently transferred to the clinic. I was on my way to join her at work on the morning of the signing ceremony. By the time I arrived, the city had already been occupied. Talk about good timing, huh? I never dreamed I would someday have Speaker MacDowell in my care. Watch out for Supreme Leader Rufus and those soldiers of his, okay? On a personal note, I'm glad that Flora is here. It's a relief to have my wife at my side at times like these. Indeed. The clinic was open to primarily help long-term patients complete their rehab. It's also equipped to help people that check in with minor ailments as well, though. Such as Speaker MacDowell, for instance. His condition is the most serious among the current patients. But we're more than prepared to treat him, so you don't need to worry. I'm a surgeon, whereas Litton specializes in internal medicine and has experience handling supplies as a former army doctor. Rest assured that everyone here is in good hands. Truthfully, the last few years of endless strife, occupation, and war have left me exhausted. They would do. Yet Litton doesn't seem to have slowed down at all. He continues to take it in stride. I need to learn to be more like him. No, he probably needs a break at some point as well. He can't keep pushing himself like this. He just can't. But we're going to end this part here, and in the next part, we'll leave out into Armorica Village again and see what we need to do. I imagine it's probably something to do with the ancient battlefield because that is nearby, so... But we'll see in the next part. Ta-da for now.